we're going to attach the body and the head together. And to do so, we want to actually just move this body, the body up into this top, and that basically gets rid of the other folder. So now we just have the head folder and those 4 subtools that we currently have. So with the body there, we can take that head and actually merge down and say OK. So now they're one piece. And so from here, I'm actually going to take this, take what we have here, and actually just do the same technique we've been using by going to move, when we're going to turn off activate symmetry and actually go to here and say remesh by union. And so here we'll be able to see where that attached. So here we attached at the neck. So with that, we can actually accept that. And so I'm going to frame that, and then also go to accept. And so up here, we'll see where that was joined by union. And so from here, we're actually going to want to just smooth that down. And so from here, we'll just actually go back to the fill brush again. And I'm going to bring my brush size down and then just kind of smooth this area out. And then add a little fill. With these low polys, we're kind of still in low poly mode. Actually, I'm going to undo all that. So I forgot to turn activate symmetry back on. So just get back to, thank goodness for Control Z. So okay, there we're still in union. And so activate symmetry. And then from here, actually we're just going to say okay because we just went back in our undo revisions. So I'm just smoothing this down, smoothing this area just a little bit, and then just taking that fill brush, just kind of smoothing this area down, smoothing, and fill, and then from here, actually just going to make some minor adjustments to this right here, this chest area, just kind of pushing that chest in a little bit, pushing that down, and also hitting that with a smooth just a little bit, and that should, so if I hit that with dynamic, it's not too horrible. Just smoothing this area out just a little bit. Also hitting this with the, oh actually I was trying to do that with the move brush, and that's not what I want. I want to actually take the fill brush. Also I'm going to hit this with the clay buildup. And smooth that down. Actually don't like what that's doing currently. Actually, the one thing I probably will do here is I'm going to do another Z remesher and just see what we get with that. And should clean this area up. So we'll go back to that geometry tab and turn dynamic off. And I'm going to turn the polyframe on so I can see what's going on. And just go to the Z remesher tab. And I'm going to say keep groups and keep the same. And then I'll just hit Z remesher, see what it brings us. It looks like it smoothed it down a little bit more. which is actually okay. Looks like it's all the groups aren't too bad. Well, the fingers look like it's not too bad, honestly. So if I look at all that and hit dynamic, just to take a look and see what that looks like, that's not too bad. Get a full base mesh, full body base mesh there. Actually, I'm gonna right here just see some warbly looking stuff going on that I'm just gonna smooth out right there. Smooth out on the back. Looks like I got a little bit of weirdness going on here too. And so with that, well, the back's got a little weirdness. So with that, we have a decent looking base mesh for our character that we're building. So next we'll start adding some detail and add some clothes, and then we'll move from there. The thing that I did notice here is that the knees for this guy are a little lower than I would like. So I want to move his knees so they're basically about middle of his leg. So if you were to measure from here to here, his knees obviously look a little lower. So with that in mind, I want to actually just, I'm just going to basically throw a mask around this area. Okay, and then I'm going to inverse the mask, and then to soften that mask, you just have to hold down Control, click on the mesh, and then just tap on it. And the more you tap on it, the softer that mask is going to get. Okay, and so with this, I'm going to actually just take that move tool and just move those legs up just a touch. Alright, so now if we unmask and just take a look, we can see his legs look a little bit better. Look like they're in a better place. So once we get to animation, we'll notice that difference. And actually, so another thing that I'm going to do is just kind of smooth this area where I did have that mask. Just to kind of smooth this area down. Smooth. Smooth. Doesn't look too bad. Smooth right there under his butt. And alright, so that looks a little better knee placement wise. Also proportionately, his body looks pretty decent for proportions. All right, thanks.